Hello, Wayne County High School War Eagle football fans, and here we are for another Friday night of Wayne County High School War Eagle football. Imagine that. We're in on the field here, AAL Memorial Stadium in Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, to take on where the Tomcats of Stone County host their opponents throughout the season. So we've made a trip or two down here in the past, and it's always an interesting ride down, and good to be here tonight. We've got the machine over here, Plotter, Paul Keene, and K-Dog Kevin Yodom to give us their insights on what's going to be coming tonight as Wayne County is going to close out its regular season and try to make it perfect in district play. Paul, what are we looking at tonight down here at I guess this is go here. AAL Memorial Stadium, Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. You like that, don't you? See, we set this up perfect. Home of the Bulldogs too, by the way.
It's just such a perfect teleprompter, and since this will be airing on election night, having that big of a teleprompter is probably appropriate. But I think the War Eagles have to guard against just having a serious letdown. I mean, let's face it, Stone has been out of the playoff picture for a while. Wayne County's got the #1 seed locked up. You got to really guard against looking ahead. And another thing, you want to get out of here healthy. The War Eagles are pretty beat up after that Brookhaven game. You're going to see a lot of young players tonight, and stay healthy and just get to that first round of the playoffs without any major hiccups tonight.
Kenny, he's talking about that and people getting well. I've become aware of this. The NFL, they have a playoff system, and then it's and then of course some of the Division II or III in the NCAA does, but high school football does. Of course, Division I doesn't. That having been said, it becomes apparent sometimes when an NFL team is doing real good, they got the playoffs, they got their seed locked up, they debate whether they're even going to play their starters and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. They're just going to try to get healthy. That's not the way you do it in the high school level, is it?
Well, up to a point. I mean, when you're sitting here and you know that you've got Moss Point or Picayune, not Moss Picayune, but Pascagoula coming, or Gaucher, could be one of those three coming to Wayne County next week, and then the week after that you're probably, if you win that ball game, you're probably going to be looking at Pearl River Central. You're going to do some of that. You're going to open up maybe with your starters and try to get some points on the board early, and then after that you're going to try to back off and just coaches will cringe when they hear you say this, but honestly, if they're honest with you, they'll tell you that they're going to coast. They're going to run the football and try to take time off the clock and try to get anybody maimed or crippled or whatever, and then because your focus at that point is that you've got it in the sack, so don't do anything. The other week when I fussed a little about one of the other district teams playing their starters through the fourth quarter, if they got somebody hurt and then by some chance they made the playoffs, which they aren't, but if they made the playoffs and you're sitting there with a couple of guys on crutches that are big to you, that gets to be a really big deal. So as a coach, you have to weigh all that in balance, and you don't want your team to lose their edge. But if you're only talking about a week, we've got some other guys that are capable of playing, and I think tonight's a good time to play them. Yeah.
I was thinking about Herm Edwards, the Jets, because you play to win the game. Hello.
But in this case, you can win the game, and I don't think you look at it from the standpoint of I'm going to rest my starters and get them healthy, which is what the underlying current is. But you say, in true coach speak, you say, I'm going to give the younger players quality snaps so that we develop depth in the hopes that will help us later on down the playoff line. So I'll just put it in coach speak, and we'll see if Todd Mangum says the same thing.
I was also reminded, looking to the professional ranks to come back down, Dennis Robin wrote a book, I'm as bad as I want to be. Wayne County, we're not selling Stone County short. I mean, we're not trying to disrespect anybody, but, Wayne County's going to have to be bad as they need to be to win this football game.
Well, and Stone County's they're pretty good sized bunch of kids, and they can be physical, and they've got a couple of good athletes. And looking at them on film, I've seen I guess 4 or 5 of their games, and what stands out about them is that they're big and physical. They swarm the football. And so it's not a matter of taking them lightly, but it's sort of like sometimes people get aggravated when they see maybe a coach protecting a lead. But in this case, you're not protecting the lead so much as you're protecting players, because if you get out here tonight and you get a guy hurt that's big and that's big to your offense or your defense, and you're going to be facing what are going to be a set of tough opponents on the on the coming weeks in the playoffs, you have to stop and think, is that a smart thing to do or not? And again, it goes back to what, one reason I fussed a couple of weeks ago was, from a coach's standpoint, you understand the idea that you want your kids to fight, you don't want them to quit, you want to play to the final whistle, that kind of stuff. But we've got a second group that can do that pretty well. So if you're going to do that in a game like this, do that with those guys. Because, look, next year when the lights come on, there's going to be a bunch of those guys that are going to be the first team out. And so it's hard to put a value on what you can teach those younger guys when they get an opportunity to play in a ball game like this.
I'm sitting here listening to Survivor play Eye of the Tiger, and I'm reminded of Rocky 1, where Rocky's in there pounding on that side of beef, and Apollo's manager said, "Hey, champ, you better come have a look at this. Let's hope we don't get any of that tonight out of the Tomcats." We're going to take a break and hear from some of our sponsors. We'll be back at AL Memorial Stadium on the campus of Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College with an interview with the head coach of the War Eagles, Coach Todd Mangum. See you after the break.
Smith's Automotive Recycling's been in Waynesboro for over 25 years, and Calvin Smith owns the only used parts store in Waynesboro. At Smith's, our warehouse is full of quality used parts from motors and transmissions to anything else you might need. Tail lights, mirrors, and there are plenty of new parts in stock. Calvin will make you a good deal, and Jasper will find you the best part in the house. Remember, Calvin is working for his grandchildren, and you too.
As promised, here we are with the head coach of the War Eagles, Coach Todd Mangum. Coach, you told us we were at the conclusion of our second season. You said we had our non-district, which was our first season, and we had our district season, and you got a chance to close that one out tonight and be perfect in that district. That's a big deal.
Yeah, we want to do that. We want to be undefeated in the division. We've already won the division, but we want to go through the division part of our schedule undefeated, and that's one thing we want to do tonight.
Well, you may just answer some questions right there that we've had, and I mean, it's interesting, different philosophies. We talked about how, and I know this is not the National Football League, but when sometimes we've seen it when a team gets set moving into the playoffs and everything is set and the win or loss doesn't change anything. It's been debated, like at the Indianapolis, do we play Peyton or when he was there, or do we not? What's your philosophy on that?
Well, I mean, those guys that can go tonight, we're gonna play them. Those that we have question about, we're gonna try to hold them out. We'll hold our quarterback out tonight. David Hodo will hold Jarvis Chambers out also, just to give them a little extra healing time. And we feel confident with our guys that are filling in for them. We feel confident about that, and just makes us play better on defense.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's talk about the Tomcats. Let's look at their offense and tell us what we can expect to see out of the Tomcat offense.
Well, what we've seen on film is they're an option football team. Going to try to line up, run the veer, also try to run the power, the toss. Probably run a few more trick plays than we've seen out of some people, but all in all, it bases from what we've seen. It bases around the option game.
What are they going to bring to the table when they face off as a defensive unit or the Tomcats?
Defense, they're going to just try to line up and do a lot of blitzing. That's what we've seen. They're going to line up and bring 5, 6 guys every snap. So poses a little problem for us. So we got to make sure that we're blocking down and sealing and protecting our quarterbacks on the pass and everything. We got to make sure that we do that tonight.
Well, Coach, we as always would appreciate you taking time to see us before the game. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with the kickoff here between the Tomcats of Stone County High School and your Wayne County High School War Eagles. We'll see you after the break.
Smith's Automotive Recycling's been in Waynesboro for over 25 years, and Calvin Smith owns the only used parts store in Waynesboro. At Smith's, our warehouse is full of quality used parts from motors and transmissions to anything else you might need. Tail lights, mirrors, and there are plenty of new parts in stock. Calvin will make you a good deal, and Jasper will find you the best part in the house. Remember, Calvin is working for his grandchildren, and you too.
Here we are, halftime at A.L. May Memorial Stadium on the beautiful campus of Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, home of the Bulldogs. But tonight, as we have said one or two times, it's the home of the Tomcats playing host on their senior night to your Wayne County High School War Eagles. We're one half of this final district game, and thereby regular season game of the 2012 campaign down. And here's what we got, statistically speaking. Fresh from the sidelines and one Paul the Machine King. The ink is barely drying. Well, I don't really know what that is on this paper, but anyway, what it says here, and this is interesting, according to Mr. Keene, Stone County High School Tomcats are yet to garner a first down on the evening. Not a one in the first half. So Wayne County has 12 first downs. They have 147 yards rushing on 30 attempts. They're 3 out of 9 passing with 1 interception and 1 touchdown. They have 41 yards passing. They've fumbled once and not lost it. They've had 1 penalty for 10 yards. That's pretty good. They've had 2 punts for a 34-yard average. They've had 22 return yards. They're 4 of 7 on third down conversions and 0 of 2 on fourth down, and they've had the ball for 13 minutes and 9 seconds. And as you and I talked about, Kenny, most of that was inside Tomcat territory, yet Wayne County's only been able to get 13 points on the board. Now, let's look at, that's what Wayne County's done offensively. Of course, Greg Miller has 85 yards. He's gone over the 1,000-yard mark on the season, and we salute that. We're happy about that, and his individual accomplishment made possible, of course, by his team and his line. Now, Greg Miller's got 18 carries for 85 yards, and DJ Sims has 7 carries for 55 yards. Looking at how the defense has performed for Wayne County, we see that in the stats, the offensive stats of Stone County. 0 first downs. That's about as good as you can get. Wayne County's defense has not given up a first down yet. They've rushed the ball 15 times for 30 yards. That is, by my calculations, a 2-yard per carry average, and that just don't get it. 4 times 2 is 8. That's 2 yards short of a first down. Thereby, it's all a good indicator. Now, they're 0 for 2 passing with 1 interception. Actually, they've got 0 yards passing, so they've got 30 yards total offense in the first half, and that ain't much by any standard. They've fumbled once and lost it. They've punted 3 penalties, have been penalized 3 times for 25 yards. They've punted 4 times for 36.5 yards, which is pretty good, but they have been getting close to getting 1 blocked, and hopefully we'll see that before the night's over. They've got 34 return yards, or 0 out of 6 on third down, 0 out of 0 on fourth down conversion attempts, and they have had the ball 10 minutes and 51 seconds. Defensively, Keenan Fuqua leads all tacklers, as one might expect, with him being the leading tackler on the year. He's got 7 on the night so far. Just an outstanding rushing performance by Wayne County. Again, 147 yards. That's on pace for a 300-yard night, and then on the ground. And then, again, the defense that they're playing, no first downs, no passing yards, 30 yards rushing offense allowed. So, looks to me like you look at those stats, Stone County's fortunate to just be down 13-0. We're going to start the second half off here, and Wayne County is going to have to kick off because Stone won the toss and deferred there right to the second half. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to kick this ball off to Stone County and see if they can get their first down of the night on their inaugural possession of the second half. So we're going to take a break here at A.L. May Memorial Stadium on the beautiful campus of Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, and be back for the second half of action between the Tomcats of Stone County and Wayne County High School War Eagles.
If you're talking barbecue in Waynesboro, you're talking Huff and Puff Smokehouse Barbecue. Smoked, seasoned barbecue. That looks good. Let Huff and Puff cater your next event. From 20 to 620, we do it all. We can deliver, we can serve. Our delicious barbecue is guaranteed to make any event a hit. Take out or dine in, it's all good at Huff and Puff Smokehouse. For faster service, call ahead.
Okay, here we are on the field, head coach of the Warriors, Coach Mangum. Well, Coach, congratulations on on your district championship and on a season. You know, you was talking to your kids. We'll talk about that in a minute. But now, this the 2012 regular season, that campaign's over with. It's in the record book.
It's over now. You know, proud for our team and our coaches that you know, we were undefeated in division champions and undefeated in the division. I'm proud for our coaches and our players and everybody involved.
You know, there's been so much growth on this team throughout the course of the year. We can go back to week 1 and week 2 and where we were defensively, and you come out here tonight, and in the first half, there's not a first down given up. There's only 30 yards on the ground, no rushing, no passing yards at all. I mean, it's just amazing to watch this team grow through this year.
Yeah, and you know, that our coaches have done a good job. You know, getting players, you know, ready to play and in position to play, and you know, then our players just stepping up and growing up and you know, becoming a player that we expect to make plays.
You know, we watched this game tonight, and, you know, Wayne County came out here, and y'all went up. You got 13-0, and down here in the fourth quarter, they come down there, and they make it a 6-point ball game. And, you know, everybody kind of goes, oh, well, and then your Warriors is so refreshing to see. So it's just like, hey, this is not going to work. We're going to step up here. We're going to get done what we came here to do. And they just really turned it on just
yeah,
great.
I was proud of our offense responding and just taking charge there in the fourth quarter and just running the football and everything. And as Paul told me that, you know, Greg had over 200 yards, DJ had over 100, so, you know, we got over 300 yards rushing out of 2 guys, and that's great, and it all starts up front. But we've got to start faster. We can't wait till the fourth quarter. We've got to start faster and make sure that we're taking care of our business early in the game, especially since the playoffs are starting.
Do you know yet? We know we're going to be at home. Do you know yet who your opponent's going to be?
Don't know. It's going to be the winner of Moss Point Gaucher, and I guess we'll probably find out, you know, here in a little bit who it'll be. But it'll either be Gaucher or Moss Point next week.
Well, congratulations, Coach. On so far, we got the 2 seasons that you talked about. Or they've got 1 season left, and like you were telling those kids, it's going to end on a Saturday night in Jackson, and you sure would like to be there.
That's what we want. You know, we want to play 3 more Fridays, and then we want to finish up on Saturday. And kind of like I told the players, you know, this part of the season we're in now, there's no guarantee. We're guaranteed a game next Friday night. You get 1 a week. As long as you win, you're in. And we want to keep this thing going for 3 more Fridays and finish up on December the 1st.
Well, I like the way that sounds, win and be in. So, Coach Mangum, I'm sure you're going to do everything in your power to make sure you War Eagles are ready to win and to be in for 1 more week. We're going to take a break and be back with the Machine and K-Dog to wrap this puppy up. We'll see you after these words from our sponsors.
If you're talking barbecue in Waynesboro, you're talking Huff and Puff Smokehouse Barbecue. Smoked, seasoned barbecue. That looks good. Let Huff and Puff cater your next event. From 20 to 620, we do it all. We can deliver, we can serve. Our delicious barbecue is guaranteed to make any event a hit. Take out or dine in, it's all good at Huff and Puff Smokehouse. For faster service, call ahead.
Yahoo! Do you Yahoo? Well, Wayne County Yahooing down here tonight, wrapping up 9 in a row and closing out the season at 9-2. And Paul, let's hear it.
Wayne County, 25 first downs, 52 carries for 365 yards. If you got to have a freshman making his first start at quarterback on the varsity level, running the ball 52 times is probably a good thing. 4-12 passing with 2 interceptions for 50 yards, 8 penalties, 2 punts, 38 return yards, 4 of 11 on 3rd down, 22 minutes, 21 seconds, the time of possession. Individually, Greg Miller, I mean, you can't say enough about the senior. 30 carries for 208 yards. DJ Sims, 14 carries for 137. Deion Smith had all the passing. Farikis Walker, 2 catches for 20 yards. Joseph McLaughlin, 1 for 18. For Stone, 9 first downs, 3 by penalty. Didn't get their first one until midway in the 4th quarter. 34 carries for 76 yards, 6 of 14 passing for 79 yards. 2 fumbles, 5 penalties, 7 punts, 3 of 12 on 3rd down. Time of possession, 25 minutes, 39 seconds. Defensively, Keenan Fuqua with 10 tackles, Gary Myers, Ronald Ollie with 8 each, Keyshawn Cooley with 7, Kadarius Pennell with a recovered fumble, Cindric Malone with an interception. So didn't look good early, but they kind of cranked it up a notch in the fourth quarter.
You know, Paul alluded to it. Coach Mangum's talked about how proud he was of his offense taking charge, and you know we talked about it up there when it got down to it in Wayne County when they were challenged there by the Tomcats. They certainly responded in a way that a good football team would.
Well, we gave them the ball down on extremely short field, and then turned around and gave them a couple of penalties and got them down inside the one. So, you know, that kind of stuff you hate to see. You know, you kind of like, you know, why? But, I mean, ultimately, the ball game was never that close, even when we were only up 7 points and as tight as it was, you know, at halftime. I mean, you never got that feeling that we were in a position of losing a football game, mainly because our offense played so well. And you look at the statistics, everything that Stone County got, they got in the fourth quarter. So, you know, they had, 30 yards total offense at halftime, no first downs. So everything they got then, as Paul said, they got 3 by penalty. You know, you hate to get sort of sloppy and give that up. And defensively, there's some stuff that they're going to need to clean up with some of the guys. But overall, I thought, you know, coming into a ball game, I mean, how do you tell kids that this ball game is extremely important, you know? And there's going to be fans out there saying, well, you know, all of them. Yeah, they are, but you can't fool a ball player. And he knows when there's something at stake. And there was not really a whole lot at stake here other than finish it up with only 2 losses on the year. So I thought for all the conditions that we played okay, we played well. We played definitely better in the fourth quarter because, I mean, our bunch got up when they went down here and scored. We responded. And like the Antichrist Jackie Sherrill would say, well, you got to respond to a score with a score, you know. And a good football team will do that. And I know that's you know, blasphemy to some folks, but it's the truth. Yeah, but it's the truth. And I thought we did that, and we responded defensively. And then this last drive they made down here where they went down and scored, you know, we had a lot of young guys on the field. And you can, you know, the scoreboard, the box scores will look like that it was a closer ball game, but it never was really. And I think we did what we needed to do. We played that freshman, as Paul said. Good way to start, running the ball 52 times. We get out of here with a win, 9-2 regular season. That's okay by our standards. And so now we get ready for playoffs. And, you know, the biggest thing you did tonight was you bought time. You bought time for the 2 chambers, and you bought time for Hodo. They give him a chance to kind of scab over and heal up.
Well, you play the game to win, and when it came time to play to win, Wayne County played to win. You know, you can say when it came time, they did it. Now, talking about the healing up process, I mean, you know, how serious is this? Are these kids going to be 80, 90, 100% next week, do you think?
Well, I don't think anybody at this stage of the game, anybody who's a starter is 100%. I mean, everybody, all 22 starters are nicked up some way, somehow. But, you know, it's like Kenny said, you got enough time to heat them up, get them in treatment, you know, let them rest some this week, treat them, and they'll be ready to go. I don't think any of them are not going to answer the bell.
That's an issue with any team this time of year. I mean, you know, Dito down at Picayune hadn't played since, you know, week probably 6. So people get hurt, you know, and you just do the best you can. You got to play with it. So anyway, that's going to about wrap it up down here at A.L. May Memorial Stadium on the beautiful campus of Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, home of the Gulf Coast Bulldogs, and also home of the Tomcats of what is it, Stone County? So, you know, it's been a great year, and you know what? It ain't over. And it ain't over till it's over, and it ain't going to be over, we hope, until the second Saturday night in December. We take it like Coach Mangum said, 1 week at a time. We're guaranteed one, and we're guaranteed one next Friday night at War Eagle Stadium in Waynesboro, Mississippi. So come out and support your Wayne County High School War Eagles as they make their run for another trip to Jackson, Mississippi. We'll see you there for more Wayne County High School War Eagle football.